Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Listen, I know I missed Monday, but I was busy. Really, I decided I was going to take some time off, and I've really been trying to throttle back, shut the office off, just really kind of spend some time away. And I think I've done a fairly good job of doing that, but I kind of got a little distracted with some things that we found out in Nashville. My wife and I are going to a conference in Atlanta through Nashville. Don't ask how that works, but it does. Um, but what we came across was some family history, and it's kind of funny. I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to my family's past out here in the South or where it really came from. I know that my grandmother's maiden name was Jackson, and that came from the Andrew Jackson lineage, and somehow we fit all into that. Well, yesterday we were able to track down my great 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 grandfather, the and the place that he had out on the Tennessee River, and it was really kind of cool. It was it's not one of those things where you pine to have known the man, but it's one of those things that you really get a sense of history and you really get a sense of who he was, and talking with one of the local pseudo famous historians over there. Really got to understand what life was like then and who my family lineage is and what kind of people they were. It's funny, the stories that we have of my great 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 grandfather, or maybe he's one more great than that. Maybe he's not quite so great. I don't know. Back in the 1800s, was that they were large landowners, that they had large real estate holdings, and they bought and sold property. Surprise! I know you guys are as shocked as I am, right? But the other thing that I figured out was that they were generous people. They were people that had compassion, the people that knew of the struggles of other people and were part of that. They were reaching out. They were always compassionate to their fellow man. So much so that my great 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 grandfather was a reverend in the Methodist Church. That probably doesn't shock many people, except if you know me, then it shocks the crap out of you, right? But the reality is, guys, that it's amazing what my history looks like, what my family line looks like. And one of the things that I figured out in looking at all of that is that we become who we want to be, but it's always nice to see when we've got those traits in our family line where we have been able to emulate something that our ancestors brought to us. But it's always great when those traits are that they were compassionate, that they were kind, that they were just, that they were honest people. Those are the kind of things that I'm really thrilled about. You guys thought I was going to say something about real estate, but that's not it, right? I mean, the fact that my great 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 grandfather was notable enough to have been written about is amazing. And the fact that he was written about, that the things that they remembered was his compassion, was pretty crazy, right? I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty humbling to know that that's the family lineage that I have. And the thing that I really like about that, the thing that I see about that really makes me look at what's going on where we're at today. I wonder how many people would be writing about you or me and using those words, right? And how many people would be talking about the compassion that we had for our neighbors that fell on hard times because of World War whatever, right? COVID war, whether it was the recession of 2008 or, the 9/11 disaster or all of those things. How many people would be having that compassion as part of their eulogy, as part of their description of who they were? And it really kind of got me to thinking. And so I spent the rest of this last couple of days looking around, and I'm not seeing the people that the media keeps portraying. I'm not seeing these people that hate each other. I'm not seeing these people that can't wait for the other person to die, or that have trouble figuring out that there is a fellow human being behind that. I'm really not finding these people that exist in the news. And then I'm reminded once again, what are you watching the news for? But the reality is, good morning, Lana. the reality is that at the end of the day, we can combine the past and the present and become known for the compassion that we give each other. I mean, I know you wondered where I was going with this, right? But this is where I'm going. Guys, I mean, I look at the lineage that I have and I look at the generations that I know. The ones that I know are compassionate, loving, caring people. The ones that I've heard about from the 1800s are loving, caring people. And yet we're seeing all of this portrayed in the media and all these other places that we're not compassionate, caring people. But are you? And are you that way to your fellow man? Are you that way to the person at the grocery store? Are you that way to the person that you see walking on the sidewalk? You know, I've never been to Nashville, but I got to tell you, man, friendly people, right? I mean, don't get in an Uber if you don't want to talk. If you want some time to yourself, take another form of transportation because that Uber driver is going to talk to you, right? I mean, I've never been in a city where every single Uber driver was talking to me, right? And the people on the sidewalk, it's not just how you doing, it's more than that. But there's compassion and there's care. It's almost like they have time to stop and have a conversation if you'd like to. And that's not what we've been led to believe is available in America right now. That's not who we are being told on a consistent basis are our neighbors. And I guess I'm going to challenge you guys. Who are your neighbors seeing when they meet you? Where are your people that you're associating with? Where are they looking to encouragement? Are they looking to you? Or are they having to look beyond you to someone else to find someone that can be honest with them, that can be encouraging, that can take a moment and say, how are you? And really, really care about how you are. You know? I mean, it's not one that we need to have a sidewalk discussion on how's the family and the missus. Oh, you don't have them. Let's see. You know, we don't have to get into that whole in-depth conversation. But are we taking the time to just be polite? Are we taking the time to actually stand there and be concerned about the person that's walking the other direction? It's not about are you sharing the sidewalk, it's about do you care about the other person that's on the sidewalk. And it's just interesting because lately we've all been told that everybody hates everybody and everybody's anti this and pro that, and if you're not one you're the other, and if you're not the other then you must be one, and those are horrible people. But we're really not. We're people. And if we can really peel back the onion and really get to the place where we understand that that is who our fellow man is, and this is why they are important to us, their existence on this little round rock spinning around and flying through space at about 300,000 miles an hour, they're important for these reasons. And these are the kind of things that we need to understand. You know, we need to understand why we have the social programs in place that we have. Who are we trying to rescue? What are we trying to help? And the reason that we have so many social programs is probably because most people don't care about their fellow man. They're not trying to do anything extra. They're not listening to the person on the corner that's got an issue. They're not taking the time to hear their fellow office worker and the trauma that they went through this weekend that really was trauma. How many people don't know the people 3 cubicles over, if they even still work in a cubicle, right? I mean, those are the kind of things, guys, that at the end of the day, we need to be focusing on. And I have seen a part of America that I haven't seen before. I'm in states that I've never been before. Seeing a type of people that I've seen before, but I don't remember them as well as I should. The compassionate, kind person. The one that really is concerned when they say, how y'all doing? They really want to know how y'all doing. And I didn't realize that y'all meant me and the people I'm standing next to, because they'll answer as well, right? But guys, I want you to take some time to think about what are the people that are running into you running into? Are they running into a grumpy old curmudgeon that's an us and them person? Or are they running into somebody that loves and cares about people, that is interested in those that surround them, not just for what they can get out of them, but is interested in helping change a tire or mow a lawn or loan them $5 that you'll never see again? But I just want to challenge you guys to figure out what kind of person you are and be the kind of person you want to meet on the sidewalk. Be the kind of person you want to be friends with. Be the kind of person that you want to work with. because somebody has to work with you. I know people have to work with me, and some days they're really happy about that, and some days they're not. But I know that I'm going to continue to strive to be a better me so that the people that I am working with, they like who they work with. They feel compassion for the person they work with, so that when things go this way or that way for the person they work with, they really do mean it when they say, "Are you okay?" So, guys, I want to make sure that you are okay. And if you're not, reach out to me. I'd like to help any way I can. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you again at the end of the week. Make the most of it because it's the last week you're going to have in the first week of July. Or, sorry, first week of August. Already behind. Thanks, guys.